Have you ever wondered if a simple mistake before a blood test could change your results and even your doctor's advice? Blood tests are one of the most common and important tools for understanding what's going on inside your body, especially as we get older. Yet, so many seniors don't realize that small choices in the hours before a test can quietly lead to misleading results, unnecessary worry, or even a wrong diagnosis. You might feel healthy and prepared, but even a cup of coffee or skipping breakfast can send your numbers in the wrong direction. In today's video, I'm sharing 7 common mistakes seniors make before a blood test, habits that doctors warn can affect everything from your cholesterol to your blood sugar, and even the safety of the test itself. Whether you're getting ready for a routine checkup, a cholesterol screening, or a fasting blood draw, knowing what to avoid can help you get the most accurate answers and avoid repeat visits or confusion down the road. Stay with me until the end, because you'll learn not only what not to do, but also simple ways to make sure your blood test results are truly a reflection of your real health. Now let's get started. Mistake 1. Forgetting to stay hydrated. It's surprisingly common for seniors to forget just how important hydration is before a blood test. Many people think that because they're fasting they should avoid water too, but unless your doctor specifically tells you otherwise, drinking water before a blood test is not only allowed, it's highly recommended. Being well hydrated can make the whole experience smoother and lead to more accurate results. When your body is short on fluids, your veins can become smaller and harder to find. This makes it much more difficult for the technician to draw your blood, leading to multiple pokes, bruising, or discomfort that could have easily been avoided. Thick, sluggish blood can even affect the results of certain tests like kidney function or electrolytes, making them look worse than they really are. Some folks get dizzy, lightheaded, or even faint during or after the blood draw, especially if they skipped water in the hours before the appointment. What often happens is that people mix up the rules for fasting. They think no food or drink means not a drop of anything at all, or they avoid drinking because they don't want to get up in the night or use the restroom before leaving for the clinic. This is a small habit, but one that can create big problems both for your comfort and for your results. I remember speaking with Clarence, age 80, who was always careful to fast before his annual blood work. He would skip breakfast and his morning coffee, but also avoided water, thinking it would help his results come back cleaner. Unfortunately, his visit turned into a stressful ordeal with several tries to find a good vein. The technician explained that a glass or 2 of water before the appointment would have made the whole process easier. The next year, Clarence drank water as instructed and found the experience was quick and nearly painless. There's a psychological benefit to hydration too. When you're well hydrated, you're more comfortable and relaxed, making the experience less intimidating. You can focus on the important part, getting the right answers about your health instead of worrying about the blood draw itself. The best advice is to drink water as you normally would the evening before and the morning of your blood test, unless your doctor has told you not to. Skip caffeinated, sugary, or colored drinks as these can change the results, but don't be shy about having plain water. A simple habit like this can save you pain, frustration, and even a return trip to the lab. Remember, your goal is to make your blood test as accurate and stress-free as possible. Staying hydrated is an easy step that supports both your results and your overall well-being, no matter your age. Mistake 2. Taking medications or supplements without checking first. Another mistake that can quietly throw off your blood test results is taking your usual medications or supplements without checking with your doctor or the lab ahead of time. Many seniors are on daily prescriptions, everything from blood pressure pills to vitamins, herbal teas, or even over-the-counter pain relievers. While it's important not to skip your medicines unless your doctor says so, some pills or supplements can interfere with test results or even make it unsafe to have your blood drawn. Certain medications can temporarily change things like blood sugar, kidney function, or liver enzymes. Even something as routine as aspirin or a multivitamin can alter the numbers the lab is measuring. For example, taking your thyroid medicine right before a blood test can make your levels look higher or lower than they really are. Supplements like biotin, found in hair and nail vitamins, can interfere with hormone tests and cause confusion, leading doctors down the wrong path. What's more, it's easy to forget about natural remedies. Herbal teas, fish oil, or even a new over-the-counter vitamin can seem harmless, but they might interact with the tests in ways you don't expect. Many people don't mention these to their doctors, assuming they don't count as real medicine, but the lab equipment doesn't know the difference. This can lead to unnecessary worry, repeat blood draws, or even changes to your treatment plan that aren't really needed. It can also cause emotional stress when results come back different from what you expected, or if you feel blame for a mistake you didn't even know you made. I remember a woman named Joyce, who was 81 and proud of managing her blood pressure carefully. Before her routine blood work, she took her usual morning vitamins, including biotin. The test results showed strange readings for her thyroid, leading to extra appointments and even a scare about her health. Once her doctor found out about the supplement, they repeated the test without it, and her numbers returned to normal. To avoid this, always ask your doctor or lab staff whether you should take your regular medicines or supplements before your test. If they say to hold off, follow their instructions exactly and make a list of everything you take, including vitamins, teas, and over-the-counter pills, so you can discuss it in advance. This small step helps ensure that your blood test results reflect your true health and spares you the confusion and anxiety of unnecessary follow-ups. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Mistake 3. Eating or drinking before a fasting test. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make before a blood test is eating or drinking, sometimes even just a little, when they're supposed to be fasting. Many tests, such as those for blood sugar, cholesterol, or triglycerides, require you to have an empty stomach for 8 to 12 hours. That means no food, and in many cases, not even a sip of coffee with cream, or a quick snack before heading out the door. Even the smallest bite or sip can send your results off track, showing higher numbers than you really have, and leading your doctor to think there's a problem when there isn't. It's easy to see why this happens. Old habits die hard, and many folks wake up and automatically pour themselves a cup of coffee or grab a slice of toast. Others don't realize that chewing gum, taking a vitamin, or drinking juice can count as breaking the fast. Some think clear liquids like tea or diet soda won't make a difference, but they absolutely can, especially when it comes to certain tests. Even sugar-free gum can kick off a metabolic response and change your blood work. This isn't just about numbers, it's about what comes next. If your blood sugar or cholesterol shows up too high, your doctor may recommend more tests, start you on a new medication, or even worry about conditions you don't really have. You could leave the office with new concerns or an unnecessary prescription, all because of a simple morning mistake. The psychological impact is real too. Seniors may feel anxious or guilty if they forget the fasting instructions, and that stress can make the next appointment feel like a test in itself. Some folks even skip their blood test altogether out of fear they did it wrong, only to postpone their care. Take my friend Harold, who was 76. He always had a habit of drinking orange juice first thing in the morning. Before his last cholesterol check, he forgot about the fasting rule, and his results came back much higher than usual. That meant a worried phone call from his doctor, a repeat blood draw, and a week of unnecessary stress. Once Harold understood the importance of a true fast, he started setting a reminder note on his fridge, and his next results were right back on track. The takeaway here is simple. If your doctor tells you to fast, follow those instructions exactly. Water is usually the only thing that's truly safe, unless your medical team says otherwise. If you have questions about what fasting means for your particular test, ask your doctor or the lab staff ahead of time. It's better to be sure than to risk confusing results or extra appointments. Taking these small steps gives you the best chance for accurate, helpful answers and helps your care team truly see how healthy you are. Mistake 4. Overexerting yourself before the test. Another mistake that can quietly affect your blood test results is overexerting yourself with physical activity right before your appointment. Many seniors are encouraged to stay active, and that's a good thing. But squeezing in an intense workout, a long brisk walk, or heavy chores on the morning of your blood draw can actually alter the results in ways you might not expect. Physical activity affects many of the numbers measured in your blood. For example, a hard workout can temporarily raise your blood sugar, liver enzymes, or even the levels of certain proteins and electrolytes. If you usually take your blood tests after a restful night and a calm morning, but then one day do yard work or even shovel snow before heading to the clinic, your results might come back looking much different. This can lead to confusion for you and your doctor, with results that don't match your usual pattern. Sometimes people feel nervous about the test and try to burn off energy beforehand. Others simply stick to their daily routine, not realizing that even a short burst of activity can send their numbers out of their normal range. The problem isn't exercise itself, it's changing your routine or doing something much more strenuous than usual right before your blood is drawn. There's also the matter of how your body feels. Physical activity can lead to dehydration, sore muscles, or even dizziness, all of which make the blood draw less comfortable. Being tired or flushed can make the whole process more stressful, and you may find yourself less steady on your feet. I think of a friend, Henry, who at 74 was proud of his daily morning jog. One day before a fasting blood test, he decided to run a few extra miles, thinking it would help him look healthier on paper. Instead, his results were off. His blood sugar and enzymes were higher than usual, leading his doctor to question his health plan. When they realized the cause, Henry adjusted his routine, and his next test gave a truer picture of his everyday health. The lesson here is to keep your morning before the test calm and restful. If you're used to a certain light activity, like walking to the mailbox or stretching, that's usually fine, but avoid anything out of the ordinary or unusually strenuous. Stick to your normal pattern so your results reflect your true baseline, not a temporary bump from a one-off effort. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Mistake 5. Drinking caffeinated or sugary beverages. A fifth mistake that slips past many seniors is drinking caffeinated or sugary beverages before a blood test, even when they think it won't count or that just a little won't hurt. Coffee, tea, energy drinks, sodas and fruit juices can all change the results of your blood work, especially when your doctor wants to see your fasting levels. Even black coffee, which contains no calories, still has caffeine and other natural compounds that can temporarily raise your blood pressure, blood sugar, and even cholesterol. Many folks are in the habit of sipping on something first thing in the morning, especially if they have to wait for their appointment and feel sluggish or thirsty. It's easy to tell yourself that black coffee or unsweetened tea can't possibly affect the test, but studies show otherwise. Even a small amount of caffeine can trigger changes in your heart rate, blood vessel tone and sugar levels that may last for hours. Sugary drinks like orange juice or even a sports drink have an even bigger effect. These cause blood sugar to spike, making your results appear worse than they really are. For tests like fasting glucose, triglycerides or cholesterol, that little splash of juice or soft drink can mean the difference between a normal result and one that worries your doctor. If your doctor believes your numbers are higher than they really are, you may end up with extra tests, unnecessary medication, or a follow-up visit that could have been avoided. There's also the hidden risk of dehydration. Caffeine is a mild diuretic, which means it makes your body lose more water than it takes in. That can make your veins harder to find and your blood thicker, adding to the discomfort and making the technician's job more difficult. Think of Marilyn, a 72-year-old who enjoyed her daily cup of coffee. Before her cholesterol test, she drank her usual mug, thinking it would help her feel alert during the appointment. Her blood pressure and blood sugar came back higher than her doctor expected, which led to a stressful follow-up and worries that turned out to be unnecessary. The next time, Marilyn switched to water only before the test, and her numbers returned to normal. The best approach is to stick with plain water in the hours before your blood test, unless your doctor has told you otherwise. If you feel like you need a pick-me-up, plan your appointment for earlier in the day, or bring your coffee to enjoy afterward. By saving those beverages for after your test, you help ensure the results truly reflect your health, not a temporary boost from caffeine or sugar. The smallest details can have the biggest impact when it comes to your health. Making smart choices before your blood test puts you in control and gives your doctor the clearest picture of how you're really doing. Mistake 6. Forgetting to communicate recent illness or changes. A sixth mistake that can quietly undermine your blood test results is forgetting to mention any recent illness, unusual symptoms, or changes in your routine to your doctor or the person drawing your blood. Many people assume that only big, dramatic events matter, but even a mild cold, a new medication, or a restless night can shift your blood work in subtle ways that confuse your healthcare team. When your body is fighting an infection, even a minor cold or a touch of the flu, your immune system goes into overdrive. This can temporarily raise your white blood cell count, liver enzymes, or inflammatory markers, and even change your blood sugar levels. If you don't let your care team know, they may see these changes and worry about a new health problem, or miss the real reason for the results. Similarly, if you've just started a new medication, changed your diet, or are feeling stressed or anxious, these factors can affect your numbers as well. It's not always easy to remember every detail, especially if you're feeling under the weather or your mind is on other things. But taking a moment to share any changes, symptoms, or worries gives your doctor the context they need to interpret your results accurately. This can prevent unnecessary follow-up tests, wrong diagnoses, or treatments you don't actually need. Take the example of Frank, age 83, who came down with a mild fever a few days before his routine blood draw. He didn't think it mattered and didn't mention it to his doctor. When his results came back, the elevated white blood cell count led to a round of extra tests and a week of worry. Once his doctor learned about the recent illness, it all made sense, and Frank wished he'd spoken up sooner. The same principle applies if you've had any changes in sleep, new aches and pains, or even a big change in diet or supplements. It's not about complaining, it's about giving your doctor all the clues so they can see the whole picture. Honest communication is one of the best ways to make sure your care is as accurate and helpful as possible. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, Please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Mistake 7. Arriving stressed or anxious. The final mistake seniors often make before a blood test is arriving at the clinic, stressed, anxious, or short on rest. You might not realize it, but your emotional state and recent sleep can quietly shift the numbers on your blood work, sometimes enough to set off alarms that aren't truly about your health. When you're feeling nervous or worried, whether it's about the test itself, the drive to the clinic, or even something going on at home, your body responds by releasing stress hormones. These can temporarily raise your blood pressure, blood sugar, and even certain inflammation markers. If you had a restless night or barely slept at all, the effect is much the same. Your body is in a heightened state, and the numbers you see may be more a reflection of that stress than your usual health. Some folks don't sleep well the night before a test because they're afraid of needles, dread the appointment, or worry about what the results might mean. Others skip breakfast, rush through their morning, and walk into the clinic feeling tense and unprepared. The stress builds, your heart pounds, and your blood results may look very different than if you come in after a restful, calm night. Take Ruth, age 77, who always felt nervous before any medical appointment. Before her last blood test, she hardly slept, skipped her morning routine, and arrived flustered at the clinic. Her blood pressure and glucose came back higher than normal, which led her doctor to worry about diabetes and hypertension. After discussing her nerves, they agreed to repeat the test a week later. This time, after a peaceful night and a gentle morning, the results were back in her usual healthy range. The solution isn't to ignore your feelings, but to honor them and take practical steps. Try to get a good night's sleep before your test. Allow plenty of time to get to your appointment. And if you feel nervous, take a few slow breaths before heading in. Let the staff know if you're feeling anxious. They see it every day and are there to help. Remember, your health is a reflection of both your body and mind. Taking care of both is part of the wisdom you've earned through the years. A calm, rested approach helps ensure your blood test results truly reflect your best self, not just a stressful moment.